Namaste. It's Monday, March something, I don't know, 27th, something like that, I guess. 7:30 in the morning, 44 degrees, feeling nice and spring-like. Sun's coming up, thank God. We live in a culture that really awards positivity and optimism, and positivity and optimism are wonderful things that enhance our lives. But I'm struggling right now. I'm grateful to be out walking, grateful for a spring feel in the day and the birds singing and having this really lovely place where I can walk in peace. Believe me, my gratefulness is there. My life is good. So why do I feel so, I don't know. I don't know what the word is. I guess I just feel down. Not really sure why. I think this is a hormonal thing. I don't know. Something. But being a post-menopausal woman, you know, we still have those ups and downs, and we can't mark them on the calendar like we once did, which makes it a little bit more difficult. I know sometimes I can look back. I remember I would look back and say, well, no wonder I was in such a funk. You know, I was dealing with PMS or something like that. And now I guess I just deal with menopause syndrome. Okay, instead of premenstrual syndrome, I'm dealing with post-menopausal syndrome. I just coined that term. But it's, not sure. I just feel down. All the wonderful things that make me feel better in this beautiful spring day and being outside, believe me, it's given me a boost. I definitely feel better now that I'm outside. I don't know, I just think it's been the last several days. I've been in a little bit of this funk. Just not my usual self. Letting things get to me that shouldn't. A lot of changes at my job again. And even though I do say and repeat to myself frequently, I'm not my job, because I'm not my job. But I can't lie, our jobs, 9 hours of every day, Monday through Friday, I have to block out for my job. So yeah, it's a lot. And we're just going through more changes. And we have some big changes this week. Big changes are coming. It's like, yeah, why don't you dump that on me so I can think about it all weekend? And I have a very strong feeling that I'm losing my supervisor. He's the only part of the job that's made it palatable, is my direct supervisor. He's not been well, and I pray that he is well, and I hope that if he leaves the team, I hope it's to move on to something bigger and better. But I just have a feeling that they're doing away with either his position, or I don't know what's going on, but I know that we have a special meeting. Those of us that are under my direct supervisor. Sun coming up over the historic power plant that ran Spring Grove back when it was a functional asylum. That power plant's still there, but it obviously doesn't generate power any longer. And they have a new system, but I'm sure they had a coal burning system. The trail I was walking on is a trail as a short line off of a rail line that would bring coal directly to that source and powered probably the entire hospital. That is the Spring Grove They used to call it an insane asylum. And I'm actually walking on Asylum Lane right now. But yeah, you know, in the United States, we don't believe in mental health care. So obviously they closed down all mental health facilities because, you know, all those people that needed it are suddenly healthy and living on their own. Actually, all it takes is one walk down through Baltimore City and you see where everybody went. They have tents in the median strip. Heartbreaking. So, see, I just keep spiraling down to the negative, and I'm not so sure why. So, yeah, we have big changes at my job. The wonderful news is I did get a job interview. I've been applying at the local university here for 4 years, and I've gotten rejection letters. I'll tell you, I must have gotten 30 rejection letters from them over the last 4 years. But now I got an invitation for an interview. Yes, I am thrilled and very nervous because I want that new job so bad. It's like everything I want. We'll see. We'll see. It will be a lifestyle changer. That I do know. So it does offer telework, so it looks like it might be a hybrid position. But I just walked through the old asylum is actually is now owned by the university system now. So I'm a mile away from campus. So you have any energy that you're willing to spare me, please send it my way on Wednesday. I think that's the 29th. Yeah, Wednesday the 29th, I have an interview. So I'm excited. Not that a job's going to cure all my woes, but you do spend 1/3 of your life at your job. So it's going to help maybe increase my happiness by a good solid 1/3. I don't know. So, yeah. That's a good thing. But we had a beautiful weekend. I did not get out on my bicycle. Well, we didn't have a beautiful weekend. I take that back. Saturday it rained all day. Had a wonderful day Saturday, actually, with grandchildren and my youngest son's girlfriend. We went to brunch together, and I took my 2 grandsons and watched them for a while. And we just had a really good weekend, a really good Saturday, really good Friday, a really good Saturday. And yesterday, the weather was incredibly beautiful, and my husband went out for a very long bicycle ride, and I didn't go. I just didn't feel it. I just couldn't motivate myself. Not sure why, and that's not like me. But I did finally get to working on putting together my bedroom to some degree. We haven't painted it yet, but it is put together and feeling better. Definitely feeling more homey in there now. And I baked bread yesterday because, I don't know, I just had to kind of, I don't know, it comforted me to bake bread yesterday. So I did that, and I talked to my brother yesterday, thank goodness. He called me on FaceTime, and we have not been communicating a whole lot lately, and there's several reasons why that actually are not really his fault or my fault. It's just situational. And, you know, sometimes those situations have to be addressed, so eventually they will be. So, I mean, overall, I know I'm doing okay. I just get very frustrated with myself that I look at things and think I should be, you know, the old, you should be happy. Look at you. You have a roof over your head and food on the table. You have a job. It's like, oh, thank God. I do. I'm so grateful. Believe me. And I know how privileged I am. So why the funk? Why the funk? I don't know. I think And the one thing that keeps going through my head is a quote that has been attributed to Buddha. Although there's a lot more, this is like a sound bite, a Buddhist sound bite, but life is suffering. Because as you get older, you've seen so much, you've loved so much, and you've lost so much. And you also gain a wisdom that sometimes fuels regret or remorse. And I constantly struggle with giving myself the grace, giving my younger self the grace to say that I did the best I could with what I had at the time. And to say that my regrets, I guess I'm thankful that I can look at those regrets. I'm thankful I've gained more wisdom, and I need to learn from those regrets that I have, and again, practice compassion towards myself. And I think that I do get into a funk at times, and it's hard for me to remind myself it's okay to have compassion for yourself. It's okay you've made mistakes. It's okay. I've tried to do no harm in my life, and harm has been done, and that hurts me terribly. I think about my ex-husband and my first marriage, and it breaks my heart that it didn't work out. We were both so ill-equipped to deal with the things that life threw at us, and it was our fault. We were stupid. We were young and stupid, and we thought we were smarter than we were. We thought we would overcome certain things. We thought we were enlightened. Well, we didn't overcome them. They took us over. It overcame us. And that's why the marriage ended. That's why we didn't have the tools it took to better ourselves at the time. And I do feel regret over that. And now I watch myself as a wife again in a second marriage. And I see myself being myself, doing some of the same things, having some of the same reactions. And then I pull back and say, whoa, I've gained some wisdom. I've gained wisdom. I know things now that I didn't know. I have better coping skills, better knowledge, a better support system, more compassion for myself and others. However, your brain is like a crazy thing. You can rationalize that and you understand that. But the feelings, my gosh, you still go through the feelings. And I think that is the lesson we need to learn. We learn from mistakes. And our limbic system and our emotions are still feeling just it says, screw that wisdom, I don't feel good. Screw that wisdom, I hurt. I'm angry. I feel like I need this and that and the other. And I feel like a spoiled child going, oh my gosh, I need this now. I need this or I need that. And my rational brain says, Melissa, learn from your mistakes. Don't be an idiot. Don't make the same mistakes. Don't put your emotions and issues where they don't belong. Just like my attitude right now, my Monday morning blues, my whatever this funk is. I don't want to throw that on my husband, but my God, he's affected by my emotions, and again, this is history repeating itself. I get big emotions. I get depressed. I feel out of control. I feel angry. I feel helpless. And so my husband wants to help, wants to give me empowerment, wants to give me compassion. But the way that he does it, as many husbands do, is say, well, you have to do X, Y, Z and get this fixed. And, and I look at him and I think, do you think that hasn't occurred to me? Do you think I haven't done XYZ? I've done it and it's not fixed, and that's my frustration. But, he still thinks that he could fix it or make it better. And I love that. I love that someone cares for me and wants to help me and make it better. But it is frustrating because I end up, instead of being grateful for that, rather than being gracious, thank you for helping me. Thank you for recognizing my position. Thank you for wanting to help me. However, it also makes me angry because I'm like, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm not already acting on these things? Do you think I'm not already trying to make it better, to do what I have to do? I know I said, I guess it was maybe even a year ago, I did a vlog on how ranting really does not help. Sometimes ranting can make things worse. And I think what I'm doing now is ranting. And when I rant around my husband, he wants to make it better. He wants to improve things. He thinks he has a solution. But that's not always the way it is. I love my neighborhood. Look at that. It's beautiful. There's a school bus, all the kiddos going to school. It's a little noisy. But I love this neighborhood and these beautiful homes. I love it. It cheers me up. Some mornings I don't necessarily go to the park. I walk around and enjoy the history, the historic old homes and just my neighborhood, and it makes me feel good. So yeah, this walk is doing me good. But I guess what I'm trying to get at through all this windy conversation is, again, I'm seeing myself fall into patterns that are not conducive to the best marriage or the best relationship. And I need to do better. I need to learn from my mistakes. I need to, maybe stopping the ranting will help. Maybe stopping the ranting will help me feel better inside. Maybe stopping the ranting will stop my husband from feeling like he needs to do something to help me. And then he feels rejected when I'm not falling all over myself to do what he tells me to do. When I look at him and I give him this look that he doesn't really like, with the big eyes, I'm like, do you really think I didn't think of that? You're telling me this, why? But I know he's doing it because he wants to help. And of course he's not a mind reader. Of course he doesn't, know exactly what I've done. So here I am in my post-menopausal syndrome of the spiraling negativity today. And I trying to give myself grace for my past mistakes and regrets. And then you go, bam, look at you. You're not learning. You're not learning from your regrets, your mistakes. This is a golden learning opportunity. I should learn not to ramble on as well, because I know by this point everybody tuned out. Probably anybody that checked in tuned out within the first couple of minutes, and I can't blame you. So this is something that I need to rewatch and re-listen to remind myself not to make the same mistakes again, to have grace with my younger imperfect self, and then have compassion for my older imperfect self, but take that information and do something positive for myself. So that's my thought for the day. Thank you, and I'll be better by the time I get home. Peace.